Hey friends, Mike here, June 27th. Today's video is actually a video where we're gonna make pickled Armenian cucumbers. I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of what we did in the garden to try to help us with this heat. Hey, it may not be for the summer, but when we go to plant the fall in September and October, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be 100, and I wanna give the plants a chance to get established before it starts to cool down. But it's a little sneak peek of what you're gonna see here in a couple days. We're gonna do a garden tour, check out the shade cover. Yes, it is true. Most of the garden has shade cloth. Let's go make pickles. All right, guys, we are in the kitchen. We're gonna make some pickles. Now, there are all kinds of different ways you can make pickles, okay? You can do a quick pickle where you don't water bath it. You got to go straight into the fridge with that after it cools. I like to do that. We are kind of out of room of the fridge, so I'm going to water bath this 10-15 minutes so it's shelf stable. This is kind of a bread and butter pickle, okay? Not everybody's recipe is the same. Some people like less sugar, some people like more sugar, some people like heat. But I'll bring you in and kind of show you the ingredients. I promise you, I will post the actual recipe. Today I'm not going to be actually making the complete recipe. I've kind of shrunk it down because I don't have enough cucumbers. So we'll go ahead and do that, and I will post the actual recipe that you can make on your own. So let's bring you in here. Okay guys, here's just a little lineup of the ingredients that we're going to use. White vinegar, apple cider vinegar. Now I do want to use some, and I will, some of the raisin vinegar, pickling spice, red chili, a little spicy, not too much. Celery seed, really important. I love dill seed. Turmeric. Now I do add a little bit of mustard seed. A lot of these spices that we get, we have a really cool Indian market that we can get really cool spices in bulk. Really affordable. Canning and pickling salt, white sugar, organic, and then brown sugar. So here's the list and the lineup. What we're going to do is we're going to put everything in the pot. Follow the recipe. I'm scaling mine down, but you know, as far as anything too, you want to taste. So let's go ahead and we'll get that done. All right, our beautiful Armenian cucumber. I've already pre-sliced some of them. I like them kind of thick, and I'll show you how I do that here in a minute. And then some onions. Two kinds of vinegar, apple cider, and then white vinegar. I'm going to go ahead and mix some of the raisin vinegar, sorry. I just love the flavor, and we did this homemade, and I did a video on it. You could see the mother in there. It doesn't have enough acid though to really just use that raisin vinegar, so I have to add the other vinegars. And again, the measurements will be in there. Brown sugar and white sugar, canning salt. Okay, now the spices that we're going to use is yellow mustard, celery seed, gotta have it. Dill seed, I like that. Turmeric, chili flakes for some seasoning, and then pickling seasoning. I always put bay leaves in mine. It has a tannin in it that keeps the pickle crunchy. However, I did see a couple of other folks use the pickle fresh, so I'm going to try that, and I'm going to make sure to measure that out. I will put a little bit of citric acid, the fruit fresh, in there as well to make sure the acidity levels. Let's get to work. Start slicing and dicing. Real simple. Take a spoon and just push it down. This one's not so bad. The larger they are, the more the seeds. Again, just take a spoon and peel it on down. You know, we grow these because they do grow in extreme hot conditions. Just the nature of the plant. And there's more actually on the vine with the weather and everything going on. So I'm pretty happy about that. Again, I'm just going to slice them thick. Turn it this way. Try to get them as uniform as possible. Oh, that one's a little thicker, it'll be all right. Okay. Okay, we have our cucumbers and our sliced onions. Let's go ahead and start on the brine. I'm gonna start off first with our liquids. I'm gonna pour in, again, the recipe is below, you can measure it. I just don't use recipes all the time. I've kind of got it memorized. I'm gonna put in some of that raisin vinegar. Homemade vinegar, oh, that smells so good. Apple cider vinegar. White vinegar. And I will go ahead and add in just a little bit of water just to simmer down the acids. Okay, now we're going to put in our 2 sugars, our brown sugar. Now notice I don't have this pot on. I want to mix it before we put the heat on it. All right. Salt. This is canning salt. And we're going to taste this too. We're going to make sure. Okay. Mustard seeds. Dill seed. And celery seed. This is my favorite. All right. A little bit of pickling spice. I don't like too much of this, but just a little bit. And then the turmeric. It's going to give it some nice earthy tones, and it's going to give it some nice color. All right, we'll just start mixing. And I'm making a mess already. Oh, I forgot. Little red chili flakes. There we go. Mix that up. Get all the sugars and salts to dissolve, and then we'll start turning up the heat. So I'm going to do something a little bit different that I've never really normally done before. I'm going to go ahead and salt and ice these, and I learned that on Miss Lippy's page. Hey Miss Lippy, hey buddy. I'm going to try that to see if I get a crisper pickle. Normally I just use the bay leaves, but I want to try this technique, so like you did, I'm going to just put the salt on there. I'm not going to measure, shame on me. But I'm going to put a bunch of ice. Try not to throw it on the floor. And I'm going to put water. Probably need a little bit more water. Then I'm going to mix that up. And I'm going to put that in the fridge for about 4 hours. I don't know if I can be that patient enough, but I'll try. I'm going to mix this up. I'm sure the salt pulls the moisture out of the vegetable and it becomes more crisp. So I'm going to give it a shot. I bet you it does work. Okay, while those cucumbers and ice, water, and salt are doing their thing, I just want to show you how I kind of set up. I kind of do a 2-part step on disinfecting jars. Now I took these jars and I ran them on a steam setting in the dishwasher. I took them out and I use a product called One Step. It's a 1-step product. You basically will pour it into a water bottle, you dilute it. There's instructions on there, and you want to spray everything that's going to be touching the food, everything. I use a fancy little chopstick. Everything is going to be sanitized to make sure that we don't get anybody sick. Even the lids are in here, and some water in 1-step. Check it out. It's really handy, and it does a really good job, especially if you're doing any kind of fermenting. Anytime we make any kind of wine or mead or beer or anything like that, we use this product. Okay, y'all, they've been in the fridge for about 4 hours. Let's get them out and rinse them really well. See if this works. Trying to get all this ice out. Keep rinsing those really well. Hey guys, another thing too I'm going to try, Pickle Fresh calcium chloride. I've used it plenty of times in the chef world. I have never really used it for pickling, and it's supposed to keep the pickles crisp. Some people say it works, some people don't. I used to use bay leaves. I'm gonna go ahead and not use these. These work. The tannins in the bay leaves actually will keep the pickles somewhat more crisp. I mean, we're gonna can them, water bath them for 10-15 minutes, but I'm gonna try this. Looks like 1/8 of a teaspoon per pint, so let's go ahead and do that. So this is 1/4, so I'm gonna use half of this. Just put them in each jar before we even put the brine or anything in there. And we will see if it works. I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. I don't think I have enough cucumbers. So I've got the onions mixed in with the cucumbers. I rinsed these cucumbers probably 5 times really well. So time to start packing jars. Really excited about this. Michelle and I didn't think we would really be able to produce as much with the heat, but we're producing 1 to 2 cucumbers per day, which is nice. We actually have the smaller pickling cucumbers that are starting to pop on the vine. So again, really excited about that. Hopefully we get some rain today and tomorrow. It's not looking good. I'll go ahead and continue to pack these in here, and then we'll get to the brine. Okay, the brine is nice and hot. Okay, let's get these jars full. I'll try not to be too messy. And we'll go back through and debubble these. I just use a chopstick because it's easier. And we're gonna have leftover brine, and that's fine, because here, today's Monday, we'll harvest what we can. We're gonna have salads and whatnot. What we have left over, we'll just do another round. I might even throw a little more spice in there. The one thing that we do have in abundance are cayenne peppers, so I'll be doing some spicy ones as well. Oh, the color looks so nice. And as the season goes by, you know, we don't have a big pantry. We really don't need a big pantry because we can grow pretty much year round. But it is nice to have these pickles and preserves. Another thing that we like to do too that I want to show you all is we make homemade condiments. I make jalapeno ketchup, caramelized onion and bacon ketchup. We make German mustard, Dijon mustard, all different kinds of condiments. So we'll have to share as we do those with you guys on the channel. Okay, I'm going to top this off and we'll get ready to put the lids on. So I've got a little paper towel here with some vinegar. I want to really clean the tops off. I want to make sure we have a good seal. Very important, you know, because this brine has sugar in it. You don't want any of that sugar caking up and not make it a good seal, so I'm going to do it a couple times just to be sure. Finger tight, folks. Don't sit there and turn it too tight. Just finger tight, it's all you need. Alright, into the water. Alright guys, we'll turn that down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and start putting the jars in. First thing I'm going to do, I have a clean kitchen towel. I'm going to just drop that in the bottom. We don't want any of these jars to bounce around and hit the bottom. I do this all the time. we'll get all these in here. Gosh, these are so good. What we had in the pantry is gone because we ate them all. Stay there. Okay, once this starts a nice rolling boil, that's when we're going to set the timer. I'm going to go ahead and set it for 12. Alright guys, it's been about 12 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and get this lid off and out of the way. It is hot. We will remove carefully. Looks good. Alright, those look really good. I like that color. Hey y'all, thanks for watching. I'm excited. We're finally producing stuff from the garden, so we're going to try to fill the cupboards as much as we can. Hey, thanks again, Miss Lippy, for the salt ice idea for 4 hours. I appreciate it. I'll put your link in there. Hey, we can all learn from each other. Yeah, I was a chef for many years, but I'm still learning all different kinds of techniques and things. I think if we remain humble and as a community kind of share and learn from each other, I think that's just wonderful. So hey, we're going to do a garden tour probably the next couple of days. And I gave you a little sneak peek of that shade cover. Pretty much all the garden is covered in shade cover. And you know what? If it doesn't really help now, that's fine. When we go to plant in September and October, it's going to be hot then as well too. So we'll be able to get the fall plants started, get them in the ground to where it's just not blistering hot, and get ready for an amazing fall and winter garden. So hey, hope you enjoyed that. I will put the recipe in there. You guys, I just kind of did a quarter of the recipe because I didn't have enough. But if you follow that recipe, it's good. Tweak it if you want. Hey, taste your brine. If you want a little more salt, you want a little more sugar, you want more spice, just have fun with it. It's just a good base recipe. Hey, appreciate it guys. Until the next video, God bless. Take care.